Welcome to Capital Blue Cross Brainbusters. At Capital Blue Cross, we encourage high academic achievement because healthy minds help contribute to a prosperous community. As the region's leading health insurer, we are proud to celebrate the accomplishments of the Susquehanna Valley's leading schools and top students. Thanks for tuning in for the show, and good luck, teams.
From the studio of WGAL 8, teams of the best and brightest students from Susquehanna Valley High Schools go head-to-head in a battle of wits. It's Capital Blue Cross Brainbusters. Now, here's your host, Rich Rosen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again for what we're expecting to be another terrific competition. Governor Mifflin is standing in the wings waiting to find out who they will challenge in the semifinals. Will it be Lancaster Country Day or Warwick? Well, let's start finding out right now, beginning with today's opening round. 10-point questions, one big brainbuster thanks to our friends at Pizza Hut. Good luck to all 8 of you. Here we go. His Christmas tales include the chimes, the cricket on the hearth, and A Christmas Carol. Who is this Victorian author, Jonathan?
Dickens.
Charles Dickens, yes. In 1947, this cabinet department tried to change its image by changing its name. It's now the Department of Defense. What, Nate?
Secretary of War.
No, sorry, that's incorrect. What did it used to be called, Warwick? Clarissa?
Department of War?
The Department of War is correct for 10 points. He has a hat with a white plume, a large cloak, a long sword, and a big nose. Who is this John?
Zora?
No, sorry. Who was this literary character, Nate?
Sierra Nevada Bergerac.
He's the one, yes, by Rostan. Plants produce this sweet fluid to attract pollinating insects. Austin?
Nectar?
Nectar. In Greek mythology, of course, is considered the drink of the gods. White blood cells are leukocytes. What are red blood cells called? Jonathan?
Erythrocytes?
Erythrocytes, yes, for another 10 points. Wooed by many, including Philip II of Spain, she never married. Who was Clarissa?
Mary, Bloody Mary?
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Lancaster Country Day, Nate?
Elizabeth?
I need more information. Elizabeth I was the Virgin Queen of England, yes. Because he tried to control the excesses of some big businesses, conservatives called this president a trust buster. Who was this rough rider over malefactors of great wealth? Austin?
Teddy Roosevelt?
Teddy Roosevelt is correct. The reciprocal of 3/4 is 4/3. Dan?
4/3.
No, sorry. I'm going to complete the question for Lancaster Country Day. What is the reciprocal of the decimal 0.25? Noah?
4.
4 is correct. Yes, music is full of Italian terms, but the language of ballet is largely taken from another language. What language is that, Clarissa?
French.
From French is absolutely correct. A planet's speed around the sun depends on its distance from the sun. Whose second law says so? Jonathan?
Kepler.
Kepler, Johann Kepler. Now it's time for the Big Brain Buster, brought to you by Pizza Hut. Make it a big night in and order the Big Night In deal from Pizza Hut. Some say that his campaign for president in 2000 cost Al Gore the election. He ran again in, Nate?
Ralph Nader. Ralph
Nader, who ran again in 2004 and again in 2008. The third-party candidate was Ralph Nader. Congratulations, Nate. And Lancaster Country Day. In 1970, the Aswan High Dam was completed in order to control the flooding of the longest river in the world. Noah?
Nile.
The Nile is where this river was built, yes. The words manuscript, manage, and command all come from the Latin word manus. Nate?
Hand.
Hand is what manus means, yes. It's a silly sentence. Uncle Vanya met the bear and the seagull in the cherry orchard, but it contains the titles of 4 plays by this Russian playwright. Who is he? Nate?
Chekhov.
Anton Chekhov, yes. Invented in 1817, this tubular toy consists of 2 flat mirrors which meet at an angle, producing repeated symmetrical reflections. Noah?
Kaleidoscope.
A kaleidoscope is correct. In the year 802-701, the world is divided between the aristocratic Eloi and the bestial Morlocks who live underground. In what H.G. Wells novel does a time traveler reach 802-701? Noah?
Time machine?
That is correct, yes. In 1733, a member of Parliament envisioned a colony where debtors could settle. What state did that project become? And that, of course, was Georgia. I'm sorry, Jonathan, it wasn't in time. That sound takes us to the end of the round and to our first break. Let's put down those signaling buttons. Let's take a breath or two, and we'll be back in just a moment or two.
Hello, I'm Steve Lisk, head of school at Lancaster Country Day School. We are a junior kindergarten through 12th grade college preparatory school, very happily celebrating our centennial this year. It's our first time participating in Brainbusters, and we're thrilled to be a part of it. Best wishes to both teams. Rich, back to you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for staying with us for our match between Lancaster Country Day and Warwick. We're deciding who's going to challenge Governor Mifflin in the semifinals. But before we continue, let's say hello to some other very important people that comprise these teams. First, say hello to, at Lancaster Country Day to Andrew Berkowitz, and you're the team's alternate. You're a senior. Last time we talked about being such a lover of Spanish, and you went to Panama, but I guess hands-on learning opportunities at Lancaster Country Day has no bounds.
Right. My Spanish class and I just traveled to Spain over spring break. There are many amazing highlights over the trip, and one of the most remarkable was the Barcelona soccer match that we got to go to. It was unbelievable, and I hope to go back to Spain soon.
And the Spanish that they speak is just so eloquent
perfect.
and beautiful, like poetry.
Poetic.
It is. Well, thanks for sharing, Adam Berkowitz. And now saying hello to the gentleman next to you is Dr. Jeremy Williams, our first-time coach here, the first time bringing Lancaster Country Day. And obviously your team is doing very well. But what's so interesting is you shared some things about your personal life, and you were at the right place at the right time in 1990. I'd love if you'd share with our viewers where you were.
Yes. By coincidence, not planned, my family was in Berlin when Checkpoint Charlie was dismantled. We were one of the last few through Checkpoint Charlie. So smiling Russian guards waved us through after all the horror stories I had heard about in German class.
What a great honor. I remember watching it on TV, tears dripping down my face. What a great honor for you to be there. And now let's move over to Warwick and say hello to Mrs. Carolyn Hoy. Great coach from Warwick. Now, you're not alone typically. Pam Lowers is normally here, but unfortunately she's ill today. But you're here to carry the troops over to Studio A, and you did a great job doing so and getting them here safely. Gifted support teacher. I understand that you are also continuing learning, because education is something that never should cease in our lives.
That's
true. And tell us about your bettering yourself.
Well, currently I'm taking a philosophy of education course at Millersville because I think it's always good to look at the reasons why we do what we do. And
reinvigorate you perhaps
Absolutely,
a little bit.
yes.
All right, well, let's reinvigorate our teams and get them to work one more time with today's one-on-one rapid fire. Jonathan Rajaseelan, a sophomore over at Lancaster Country Day. It's great to have you back. Now, recently, you were on the front page of the Lancaster Intelligencer. Tell us about this.
Yes, recently I was at the Lancaster County Science Fair at F&M, and I was fortunate enough to come away with the Grand Championship title.
That's the big trophy.
Yep.
But it also entitles you to the big trip to
Reno, Nevada.
Reno, Nevada. Congratulations. We are so proud of you. Thanks for sharing. Wow. Obviously, some other people are proud of you as well. Now, moving over to Warwick, we're going to say hello to John Lovett, and you're a senior over at Warwick, and you just got your Eagle Scout, which is just as admirable, just as important. What did you do to achieve this rank?
I've been in scouting for a good 11 years since Cub Scouts, and done a lot of hard work. I did a project with the Warwick Township Municipal Authority at the Township Building, and just a lot of hard work through scouting.
I'm sure it was, but I'm sure it's worthwhile. All right, John and Jonathan, let's put you two one-on-one. Only two countries in the world have been created to protect a religious group. Israel is one. The other is the Muslim state which became independent of India in 1947. What country is it? Jonathan?
Pakistan.
Pakistan is absolutely correct. Yes, you're practicing the Stanislavski method. In what artistic field are you working? John?
Painting?
No, sorry, that's incorrect. Jonathan, any idea? Jonathan?
Music.
Music is incorrect. No, it's acting. You're an actor. The Stanislavski Method is a book that he wrote. John Steinbeck, Ted Koppel, Sally Ride, Sandra Day O'Connor, Ted Danson, Chelsea Clinton, Tiger Woods, Condoleezza Rice. What university did they all attend? Jonathan?
Stanford.